What's up, Golden Flashes? My name is Cameron Aloway. I am currently a junior here at Kent State University. I'm studying public relations and my minor is sociology. Today I want to take the time to tell a little bit about my story as my first year as a Golden Flash. So, quick fun fact about myself, Kent State was actually my first choice when selecting universities, and there were 3 reasons on why I ultimately decided Kent. So the first being the distance from Kent to my hometown. So my hometown is in Warrensville Heights, Ohio. So that's around the Cleveland area, but Warrensville Heights to Kent is about a 40-minute drive. So whenever I needed anything or if I felt homesick, it was a quick drive home. If anything came up, again, quick drive home, there, back to Kent. So that was a huge plus for me. The second reason why I chose Kent was based on my major, which is, again, public relations, which is also in the spectrum of communications. And I've always been told, and I've always heard that Kent always had like a really great school for communications and journalism. So that was a huge plus on why I decided to choose Kent in the long run. Just seeing the scenery and the beauty of the campus really drew me in, and on top of that, knowing that Kent State really did value their LGBTQ students, that was a real plus for me to know that I would have that support. So another little fact about myself, my major wasn't actually public relations when I actually first attended Kent State University. I actually decided to mark myself as undeclared, or what Kent would like to call exploratory. So there are a lot of benefits to the exploratory program. For one, there are a range of students who fall into being undecided. Either you could be not sure, you don't know what you want for your major, and you don't even know where to start, or you could be like me when I came to Kent, kind of sure, and you're like almost 90% sure of what you want for your major, but you want to take a couple of intro classes just to be on that 100% scale. And there could be others who could be in between that spectrum, but at the end of the day, you really do make sure that you don't feel pressure when actually choosing and declaring your major, and that you feel comfortable when that process does come along. So along with going into exploratory, I decided to be a part of the living learning community, which is Excel. So think of it as another support system during your journey and transition into college, and especially being marked as undecided. And honestly, this was the best decision I've made when coming into Kent. With the Excel Living Learning community, I was able to meet other students who were undeclared. My roommate was undeclared. Even my RA, or resident assistant, he used to be undeclared. So again, I never felt completely alone with that aspect. So along with living in Lake Hall during my first year, there were a bunch of living accommodations with living in that hall. So Lake Hall is located in the middle of campus. So essentially, it was at a close distance to majority of my classes. It was at a close distance to places like the library or the student center. Also, Lake Hall is located right in the middle of the Q, or the Center for Undergraduate Excellence, and the Q offers a lot of amenities. So for one, the Q houses all of your advisors if you're an exploratory major, so you can quickly just literally run downstairs if you have an appointment that you need to get to, or if you want to schedule a drop-in. They're easy access, so you can always meet with your advisors that way. Also, the Q houses the Academic Success Center, so mainly it's the main site for all of the tutoring sessions, or if you want to schedule a drop-in tutor, you could do so that way. And again, you can just run downstairs and have an appointment with them. So now I want to take the opportunity and talk about my first year experience course, or FYE for short, and just remembering that experience. It was a huge turning point into the reason why I truly enjoyed my first year at Kent State University. So from my experience from the FYE course, it was small, only having about 15 other students. However, each of the students were also undeclared, and they varied within their decision on declaring their major. Also, everyone in that class took the same mandatory course, which was Black Experience 2, which discussed again heavily upon the experience of African Americans. Along with this, we had the amazing opportunity to take a fun trip to Detroit during the middle of the first semester. So during our 2-day stay, we visited places like the African American Museum, the Jim Crow Museum, and the Motown Museum, all of which encompasses the theme of learning more about the African American experience and the significance of that history. Besides that, I also took on a job at the university's LGBTQ center. So if you are interested in finding an on-campus job, you're able to do so. And working at the center, it was a huge educational moment for myself because every single day I was learning more about the spectrum of the community, and it was just a fun opportunity to have and a great experience to have all along. So with that, my first year was such a wild and new experience for me, mainly because I never thought about putting myself out there. So before I came to Kent, I would describe my high school self as an overall loner. I was very much an introvert and I really didn't have too many friends, and to be honest, I never really explored outside of my comfort zone. However, once I came to Kent, I constantly pushed my boundaries and I constantly wanted to put myself out there more, whether that be talking to my neighbors in my hall or going to floor events that took place inside my residence hall or going to bigger university-wide events that took place. And mind you, this was not easy at first. I came from a place where at times I did have difficulty with my mental health, thus leading me to take advantage of the counseling center, which is such an amazing and free service at Whitehall. But once I felt more comfortable with my new surroundings, I became comfortable with others around me. And just to take a second, this did not occur overnight. It took time for me to adjust and open up to new people and to adjust to my new home. However, one piece of advice that I want to give you all, wherever your journey leads to, is to constantly push yourself and remember to enjoy the experience, because before you know it, your first year is over and you're moving on to the next. Other than that, I hope you all are continuing to stay safe at home. I can't wait to hopefully meet you all on campus in the fall, and I hope all of you have a very successful first year here at Kent State University. Good luck, Flashes.